with us of the Yamina party. Your reaction to hearing your party leader speak, some interesting language choices there, and of course maybe respond to Ellie's that we're not at the end, we're just at the beginning of the process of forming this government.
Well, you know, first of all, say that you know, for me, obviously that was a very moving moment. We're approaching this time where we can have the first religious prime minister in Israel's history. You know, the first Jew with a kippah, with the yarmulke on his head. This is also for someone as myself, you know, looking at the possibility of the most right-wing prime minister that Israel has ever had. And, you know, these are things together.
Was a pretty right-wing.
He was a pretty right-wing guy. I give that a Shamir, of course. Definitely my favorite prime minister. But Kleiner, who was around during the 80s, can tell you a few things from his first term as a Knesset member. I'll say a third thing, though, also is, you know, obviously is you know, is an Anglo here, you know, within Israel, seeing the first, you know, child of, you know, American immigrants going and rising potentially to the premiership is also something that's very moving for me. In terms of what Ellie said, I think she's right, meaning whatever Netanyahu is going to try to say, he has no alternative government to talk about. What he's going to do is to try and put pressure on the various people within my party and within the right camp, including Gideon Sa'ar's party, to try to go against it. And he's going to explain why it is that another election is not so bad. And again, I look at that situation, I'm saying another election is a very bad thing. Why is it, again, and Naftali said this himself, that we expect that in the fifth election, Netanyahu will be able to do something that he was not able to do in the first four.
All right. There's plenty for you to respond to, Michael, so I'll just let you respond. I want to reiterate something Naftali Bennett said, strong language. Benjamin Netanyahu is leading the nationalist camp to his own private Masada, a reference to the mass suicide of it. I just want to show that we do have a podium. We are waiting for Benjamin Netanyahu to speak. But your reaction to what Naftali Bennett had to say.
No, first of all, he made what was expected for him to say. I disagree with the definition of this government as a unity government. You cannot say that it's a unity government when you have the biggest party in the right wing, which got more than 85% of the votes of the right, and she is outside in opposition and say it is a national unity government. It is a government tending to the left, headed by Naftali Bennett. And I give you one example. For example, Michaeli is Minister of Transportation, supposed to be. And if she is Minister of Transportation, you believe that they will build one road in Judea and Samaria? You believe that she will continue to build Okef Chavara, which is a very important a road for all Samaria, which Israel Katz started to build? The practical abilities of this government in the ministries will be very harmful to the right. So I believe Naftali Bennett, even if he is right in many of his arguments, the decision he took is bad for the state of Israel and is bad for Naftali Bennett, right, and unfortunately also for Ayelet Shaked, which will even not become a prime minister and could be the queen of the Likud.
Right. Well, since you raised the cabinet portfolio,